Welcome to Proper Talk. I'm your host, Paris Porter. With me is
Nate the Truth.
And this is PT.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome back to Proper Talk. Nate, this is our 11th edition.
Yeah.
We keep rocking, we keep rolling, man.
That's right.
We're going to jump straight into our hot topics. Let's talk about Cam Newton and the season he's having thus far.
The lack of Mr. Newton.
The lack of Mr. Newton, we're going to call it. What do you make of his season so far?
So right now, and like I said before in the previous episode, we were talking about, will he have the same stellar season going into this year? And it's on him, and I really feel that there's a lot of distractions going on with Cam Newton. So he's been torn between two places, and this is what I mean by that. So the way he played and the style, the way he played the game is being examined, and everybody is like judging how he celebrates, how he moves, all those things of that nature. And now he also has to face the second thing, is what's being played on social media about Black Lives Matter, or currently what Colin Kaepernick stands or sit towards the American flag. So right now,
So you're saying those distractions are playing a part
It is.
of his performance on the field?
It is. See, to be great, and like you said, the only reason why right now, and I guess you feel that way, that he's overrated, is because he's not showing why he is that prestige quarterback, right? You got to be poised. You got to know how to overcome adversities. This is part of the game, and even in life, right? Obstacles is going to face you, and we want to see how you face them, how you maneuver them. That's why you'll be great. That's why we celebrate athletes who come through those clutches, and win championships and win games for on that ball club. He's not doing that.
And me personally, again, I think Cam Newton is overrated. He had a stellar second half of the season last year. There's no doubt about it. Newton he won most of the votes for the MVP. I think he only missed 2 votes last year.
That's right.
In the county. So the second half of the season was great. He wasn't turning the ball over, and he carried that momentum into the playoffs last year. But if we look at the totality of what he's done throughout the course of his career, he has been an average quarterback.
Yeah.
When you're talking about touchdown, interception ratio,
That's right.
passing yards, and also just making key plays during the clutch.
That's right.
I don't think that Newton's should I say hype all season. I kept hearing that Newton was the best player in football, the best quarterback in football.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I know he had a great second half of the season. I know he won an MVP, but let's not forget what he's done throughout the course of his career.
Right.
So again, Newton's a great player.
He is.
I just don't think he is the best quarterback in football. And I do want to preface my comments by saying when I say overrated, not in terms of being a good player, but in terms of when you're talking about the best quarterback or maybe the best player in football. That's where I would call Cam Newton overrated. And he's having, like you referenced, maybe there's some off the field struggles that can be,
and not to
they can factor in his trouble.
Right, and not to give him excuses. What I'm saying is that if you're MVP, that's what you have to overcome. I mean, that's what we look for. That's the it factor. How do you fare under pressure? How do you fare when you walk into a stadium that's not yours and you're under the microscope and everybody's yelling overrated? You have to be prepared for these things, and he is not. I'm sorry. He just, like you said, I believe that he is an MVP and he has MVP qualities, but that raw potential only lets you get so far. You have to start showing something.
And again, the MVP was a byproduct of his second half of the season.
Right.
He threw 26 touchdowns.
Right.
He had 1 interception. You're talking about that second half of the season. That's an exceptional level of play, and I believe he got hot. But I don't think that represents what he's done throughout the course of his career.
Yeah.
And he did get, again, 48 out of 50 MVP votes.
Right.
So Newton, listen, I think people are drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit with Newton. Don't get me wrong, he's a great player, but and then we also talk. Now it's not all his fault. We do have to acknowledge that we're looking at the offensive line. He's getting hit a lot, but we did expect the offense with Benjamin coming back. We did expect the offense to improve. We know he lost Josh Norman.
That's
the
right.
defense lost a little bit there. The defense is not playing to the level that they played last season.
That is true.
he's getting smacked. You know, maybe his style of play.
Right.
Because he's been used as a running back.
Yeah.
You know, he's running options, and he can pass out of the pocket. We know he's good out of the pocket, but
so are you saying the offensive coordinator over there in Panthers, they're panicking? They don't know. They trying to figure out what's working and what's.
I don't know what the issue is. I do know that his style of play may be not conducive to him having a long career.
Right.
He's taking a lot of hits. We know he got staggered week 1 during that last drive. He looked like he had a concussion there, but he wasn't pulled out of the game. He wasn't evaluated for a concussion.
Right.
And week 4, against the Falcons, he left with a concussion precautions.
Right. And you heard what Coach Rivera said, alluded to. They asked him a question, hey, do you feel as though it's correct? He was like, hey, if I answer one way, you guys going to say this. If I answer the other way, you guys going to say that. And the only reason why he's trying to cover himself on that is because, think about it. If you do pull your star quarterback out, what's the matter? You was MVP last year. You have to toughen up. You have to do it. And if he opted to not pull him out, then the first thing they're going to say is, oh, remember Shanahan and RG3 and you don't care about your players no matter what you do.
The narrative's
right.
It's ever changing.
Right.
So I get why he don't want to go on record with a comment,
And I don't blame him either. I don't blame the coach either.
As far as what we expect from Cam going forward, I do think he can rebound. And I do think he will. I think he'll finish the season with solid numbers. Again, if you look at Cam throughout the course of his career, he's had solid numbers. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but I don't think he is worthy of being called the best player in the NFL.
I agree.
Sorry, and also I don't think he's the best quarterback.
I agree.
I'm trying to figure out where Aaron Rodgers is at. Where Tom Brady at. How is Cam Newton considered better than these guys? Mm-hmm. And these guys have proven. Now, are the Panthers suffering from the Super Bowl curse? Or the losers typically have a tough year.
They do.
Falling.
They do. I don't know. I mean, they have the potential, and they're not using it. Again, I hate to use the word potential because, again, that's an excuse for you not actually living up to what you can do. And like I said, and I said this before, it was up to Cam Newton. And right now, he's not showing it. And hey, listen, you're a grown man. It's time to do grown man things. Tighten up, show up, put up, let's get it.
Let's pivot, man. Let's talk about the Chicago Cubs.
Or the pitching duel.
The pitching duel.
At least what we saw from Game 1.
Oh yeah.
Man, and that carried over from the wild card against the Mets and the Giants. That carried over. That pitching duel was carried over. Yeah. I mean, so what we see out of this? Are we going to see this particular trend for this series? This stout pitcher, this caliber.
That's playoff baseball.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been pitching. We know that. Now, what concerns me about the Chicago Cubs, because I'm looking at those guys potentially making a World Series. We know they have the young bats, MVP candidates, in Bryant, Rizzo, a young Addison Russell, who's hit pretty well this year. No, he's a stellar defensive player. Javier Baez hit a blast that almost got knocked back in to play by the wind.
Right.
And that's what concerns me about the Cubs. It's more of a feast of famine type of offense.
Okay.
We do a good job on defense. We're very fundamentally sound. However, on offense, Chicago Cubs, they don't do a great job at moving the runners over and getting timely hits. It's more a home run, feast or famine type of approach. And during October with the wind blowing in Wrigley Field, is that conducive to winning our style of play in October? We know we got the pitching though.
Right.
We have we got Arrieta. The Cubs also have Cal Hendricks, who had a stellar season. We know John Lester pitched very well. Yeah. So I believe they have the horses in the rotation to make it happen. John Lackey with his playoff experience. We know he's a World Series champion already. So I think the Cubs have the necessary pieces and experience. But what's concerning me is Jason Hayward, who hasn't played well.
Right.
Jorge Soler, he has not performed consistently. Some of these players we need to rely on to get timely hits. Chris Bryant, again, for all the power he has, and he's an exceptional talent, hasn't displayed that clutch ability. Now, maybe it's his coming out party.
Okay.
Maybe it's Rizzo's coming out party, who led the Cubs with 109 RBIs this year.
That's right.
Led them to 103 victories. I do believe the Chicago Cubs, if they don't make the World Series, this season would have been a disappointment.
If they don't make disappointment. More than
and I'm not saying they have to win it, but they have to at least.
No, they do.
They gotta get there.
They won over 100 games. You know what I'm saying? They riding this momentum. You know, the city is ready. You know, others who were Cub fans. You know, you have the pieces. You got the skipper. I mean, right now or never.
And I'm completely biased. I'll be honest. You know, when I speak about the Cubs, you can hear me saying we. I'm biased,
right,
but
right.
And to be fair, you know, you got the Dodgers, you got the Nationals, who
Correct.
played great baseball this year as well. The Giants standing in the Cubs' way. It's gonna be interesting to see how that transpire. But fans, please, leave your comments, subscribe, let us know what you think about today's episode.
Oh yeah.
Interact with us through our social networking sites. Thanks again for tuning in with us.
Oh yeah.
It's been one.
Oh yeah.
PT.